here.
All right. Thank you, Anna. We're ready.
Okay. All righty. Welcome to the IDEA Committee meeting of November 20th. I'm calling this meeting to order at 6:05 p.m. And let's hop on to roll call.
So I just want to say that absent for this evening is Committee Member Highsmith and Committee Member Khalil. I'll do the roll call now. Committee Member Horton.
Here.
Committee Member Kolhatkar.
Here.
Committee Member Zoltowski.
Here.
And Chair Dennis.
Here.
And Chair Dennis is actually going to be attending the meeting remotely under emergency circumstances. Can I get a first and a second to approve the request?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Roll call vote. We'll do the roll call vote like out loud. Let's do Committee Member Horton.
Aye.
Committee Member Kolhatkar.
Aye.
Committee Member Zoltowski.
Yes.
And then Chair Dennis.
Aye.
Great. Thank you. All right.
Okay. So are there any is there a member of the committee making any request under roll call item A? That's me.
Yeah. We completed that, yeah.
Okay. Approval of the agenda. Can I get a first to adopt the agenda as it stands?
So moved.
And a second?
I'll second.
Great, thank you.
The roll call vote. Committee Member Horton.
Aye.
Committee Member Kolhatkar.
Aye.
Committee Member Zoltowski.
Yes.
And Chair Dennis.
Aye. Great, wonderful. I don't see anyone else on here, I don't think, but are there any public comments? Anyone from the public wishing to make a comment?
There are none. No members of the public wish to speak.
Okay, well then let's get to the approval of the IDEA Committee meeting minutes of October 16th, 2024. All right, can I get a first?
Before
Yes.
we do that, there were just a couple of corrections.
Okay.
That have been corrected. The October 16 meeting, I chaired the meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Since Chair Dennis was absent.
Mhm.
And secondly, under the committee members present, I was present as well.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries. So those are only two minor corrections.
Okay.
And pending those corrections, we can go ahead and approve.
All righty.
Actually, it has committee member Khalil present and absent as well.
Oh,
Okay, let me go change that. Thank you.
good catch.
And with those amendments,
Great. Okay. Pending those amendments, can I get a first?
Oh, sorry. Now that Alex has noticed, but Khalil, committee member Highsmith was present last meeting, so she's also missing.
okay, I think that was from the previous
Yeah.
minutes. Okay.
So basically, under present, we need to, instead of Khalil, Highsmith.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, 4 changes, please. Thank you.
Okay. Any more changes? Just eyeballing it one last time.
We have Leila coming in via Zoom.
Okay.
Hi Leila, can you hear us?
Hi, yes, I can.
Um,
Hi, Layla.
Hello.
you might have to I'm glad you're joining us via Zoom, but you might have to join us as a member of the public. Are you here in Brisbane right now?
I am. I wasn't sure how to get in because everything was blocked. And then there's a meeting going on right now in the community meeting hall, but although the doors were locked, I wasn't able to get in.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was waiting for you out here in the front.
Oh, I see. Okay. I can come back in. I'm still in the parking lot.
Oh, great.
So I'll
see you
head
in
back
the-
in. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I'll be there in a sec. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay.
Perfect. This is gonna be her first in-person meeting, so I just wanna make sure. Because we are recording right now. Let me go ahead and mute.
Or should I go ahead and,
Oh no, the owl will capture you wherever you are.
Wonderful.
Layla's here. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
How are you? Hello, everyone. Sorry about the lateness.
Hi, Caroline.
Hi, Anna. Hi, Alex. Hi, Carol.
doing the other meeting?
Yeah,
Hey.
just finished. State of the city. It's fine, yeah. They were like, I'm gonna start a little bit later. I'm like, no. That's great. But it's fine.
Great.
Yeah. Next time. we'll
Okay,
do this
so-
about- Yeah.
Everyone's in there. Okay, so can we go ahead and approve the minutes from October 16th?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Great. Can I get a second? Perfect. Thank you, Alex.
Roll call vote. Committee member Horton.
Aye.
Committee member Khalil.
Aye.
Committee member Kohakar.
Aye.
Committee member Zoltowski.
Yes.
And Chair Dennis.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, old business. The work plan review.
I'm gonna go ahead and pull the work plan from our agenda packet. See if I can share that. Folks are also have it. Can folks see that? This is the work plan. This is the draft idea committee work plan outlining not only like our work plans from the last couple of years. Oh, Raymond entered the waiting room. Okay, we might have another member joining us. Let me go ahead and.
A member of the public?
Let me see.
Hmm.
Okay, so I'm just presenting now the draft idea committee work plan. We mentioned this at the last meeting, which is the council adopted community goals and results. And this kind of has some of the language changed by the idea committee. Those goals, community goals and results are safe community, community building, ecological sustainability, fiscal prudence, economic development. And with those goal results, we crafted our activities around those goal results. So you see the 2023 work plan,
Mhm.
the activities, the status, our partners, the percent completed, and the evaluation and notes. And the same for the work plan for 2024. What I'm asking for committee members to do is to give me feedback on what else we could include in the work plan for 2024. In regards to the activities, the status, the partners, the percent completed, and the evaluation and notes. And together we could also start drafting the 2025. Hoping we could use some of the findings from the survey, the idea committee survey that we launched in October, and also some of your evaluations of, you know, what we've done in the past to add to this work plan for 2025. And does anybody want to give feedback now as you? I was just kind of, the staff was kind of just, you know, inputting some of the activities as we discussed it at the last meeting, but it's definitely an incomplete work plan here.
Hmm.
Perhaps we could just go line by line. So under safe community, we have the United Against Hate Week, which is usually around November. People were really enthusiastic about the short film festival. I'm hoping we could continue that for 2025.
Yeah, that was the third most popular item on the survey where, I know this is on the agenda later, but it might help to have feedback on that, but 100 people have responded to the survey. And 40% would like to see that.
It's a round number, huh? Round number. That's gonna be easy for our percentages. Perfect.
Yeah, should we close it?
Yeah, let's close it. Let's do it. Police department promoting their anonymous tip line. I guess that's something that came out of one of our the Stop Asian Hate event, and so this is kind of something in the back burner, but we haven't really been active on it since then.
Yeah, I mean, we've housed it on our website on a couple places, like our contact form and on the police page.
Carol, that's a raised hand.
Yes, thank you. I'm sorry, Carolyn, if that was you, but I was going to ask, what does it mean to promote the anonymous tip line? And what metric do we have to measure the effectiveness of any promotion? So first of all, I have no opinion. I just want to know, what do we consider promotion? And then how do we measure whether what we chose was effective or not?
Yeah, I mean, we had a brochure that had the tip line, I think, as part of it for the idea committee that we had available at Day in the Park, I think a couple of years ago. Yeah, but it's just on the anonymous form for the police department, they have a link to it as well as the number itself. So there's been times that we've promoted it via like the blast, or we've added it to the star now on the resource guide on the back page that we run every quarter or so.
Mhm.
And so there's like a few different ways that we've tried to just make sure people know about it, but it sounds like it might not have, there's still people that don't know about it. Maybe the signboard is
Yeah.
another way that, I don't think we've ever put it on there, but that'd probably be a great place.
Has
Yeah.
social media been used at all?
Has social media been used? I don't think so.
I know
Yeah,
we have like there's a few community like Facebook pages. I
right,
don't know if there's an Instagram account for like community, but there is Brisbane.
right, there is. Yeah, and I
So-
don't think we've ever put anything like a
Yeah.
post together dedicated to the anonymous tip line.
But do we have any, the IT folks are usually geniuses at this, but that they have a way of tracking how many hits there are, so to speak, so that if someone even looks at the item, is a way of judging at least how effective the curiosity factor was. I mean, I don't know quite now how to promote effectiveness of the tip line per se, but at least we can find out IT wise whether people even looked at it, because they can do that. I do not, but I do know that there's ways to do that, because that's the whole point of when you do internet searches, they can tell you how many hits you get, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, we can see that with our website, what pages are most popular,
Yes, yes.
what are like the top 10 pages. Yeah,
Okay.
we can look at that more closely. We do it on occasion. But again, there's like other things on that page, but
Well, yeah, but close enough at
yeah,
least,
close enough, sure. And then on social media on that end, there's insights that you can gather from your posts to see how many accounts it's reached and how they engaged with it. If it's a story, did they go through it and did they share it or anything like that? So,
That could be implemented for surveys in general.
mhm.
Moving forward, if there's any survey you really do want to get more people to be engaged in, having it on social, and then you can target who you want.
Oh,
you
yeah,
want people
we've
to
done
see.
a
Yeah.
few boosted
Mhm.
ads on our social media pages in the past, and it's not very expensive. We put like a budget of $10, and depending on how many people it reaches, how quickly then the
Mhm.
campaign ends, but
Yeah.
generally we have it open for like, it's like at least a week or so that the ad is running.
So
Another
another,
way.
another thing to consider might be, at the United Against Hate Week, well, right now it's far out. I mean, we get these calendared again in November. We couldn't do it this year, but next year. At that, when we conduct that event, we can have a representative from the police department come and give a short talk about what the anonymous tip line is about.
Yes.
Because these two are closely related too. So maybe have a 10-minute, overview about the anonymous tip line. Because it's well attended, and next year we hopefully will have even more events given the interest from the community
Right.
based on the survey responses.
Okay.
So that might be
That's a great
something to do.
idea.
I like that.
And likewise, we can extend that to the Diwali event and any other events that ideas you have. And, we can discuss, where it makes sense. But since we idea is involved in these events, and that's an opportunity to interact with the community, where it makes sense, we can invite, a representative from ED, from the police department, to talk about the tip line. And spread the word essentially. So we should essentially do the promotion. Yeah. Although to Carol's point, I'm not sure how we measure that.
I guess a survey afterwards, like how many people know about it.
Yeah, maybe have a survey
What is
after
the
that. How many,
number?
did you know about this before coming in, and did you know about, that?
Let's see. And we have for 2025 currently about 11 proposed community building activities. One is possibly continuing our work with the young adult series. And also last year, we tried to we tried to grab some activities that are kind of like low hanging fruit. One was painting a hydrant, which had like a hydrant with a DEI kind of framework. Um,
We missed that.
and we missed the
This year.
deadline on that,
That
but
deadline.
perhaps we could move that to 2025.
I don't think they do it every year though.
Oh, they
It's
don't,
every
yeah.
offer.
Yeah, very good.
Mhm.
And I think there's other initiatives to kind of increase the different, like the locations of the hydrants too, so. Maybe there might be other, just be on the lookout for any other hydrant activities for 2025, maybe. So we could take out the hydrant if it's not gonna be available next year, but. One thing that people wanted to do was still get involved in a few city groups. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm skipping to 7. Let me go into number 4, day in the park tabling, that's a must. Brisbane 101 is kind of like a leadership academy for Brisbane residents, and my gosh, was one of our
Yeah.
was one of our star
What did you learn?
students.
Am I the only graduate from
Star
that?
students.
Well, that was good that somebody said, I don't know what that is, so I would love to hear at least a soundbite of,
Yeah, it's a great leadership academy to encourage. It's kind of like at the end of the academy, the community members receive like a certification, and they kind of act as like mini ambassadors in the community, but they receive a lot of they receive presentations from different department heads and learn a lot about the inside, the in and out.
oh, I get it. Oh, okay, I get it. Oh, that's cool. You
Yeah,
know,
it's
I
great.
think that's a cool thing.
Yeah, we do it kind of every other year. So
And
I hope to do that
when the
2025.
the last time you did it, what was the age range of the individuals that participated?
There was someone that was in high school, I
High,
think.
high school Grace,
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was the youngest.
and then probably
Throughout the
whose dad was
Yeah,
generation.
from
there?
15 to 80.
Yeah, I think it was 80, right? It was.
Hmm?
Somebody's dad was there, wasn't it? Anyways, yes, from high school to older adults.
Mhm.
I got it.
Great.
And the events were during the day.
It was a weekend, actually.
Yeah, it was a
Oh,
Saturday.
okay. Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, the first one was in 2021, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was,
October
and-
2021, somewhere, yeah, fall of 2020.
But yeah, and our recruitment kind of due to the pandemic got delayed for some of our committees and stuff. So it kind of
Understood,
just
yeah,
stretched.
understood.
By the way, do we
Ingrid,
need
I
to
have a
sign-
question about hopping back to the young adult series.
Yes.
Isn't Park and Rec doing something or planning to do something already? Or is this what you're referring to? Would we be working in concert with them on that, or?
Yeah, partnering with them. I'm
Mhm.
assuming we were gonna continue the partnership with Park and Rec, but I haven't heard what their plans are for 2025 regarding
think-
this.
in the December Star, there's going to be a survey for 16 to 24-year-olds to take, and it's
Okay.
called Life Unlocked, Mastering Adulting. It's an engaging and relatable series to equip young adults with essential life skills as they navigate the transition into independence. Help us tailor the program. What would you like to see offered? And then you can win a Amazon gift card potentially too. So that's
That's cool.
coming out with the December Star.
Oh, that's good, because Nicole
cool,
and I
yeah.
have talked about that, but I didn't know when it was,
Mhm.
was being
Come
worked
out.
on with that.
I
Yeah,
think that's a great thing. No, I really
Mhm.
do. I also like the idea of the Brisbane 101 in terms of explaining to residents that if it's time so that they can make it, learn about the inside of the town. I mean, who knows this stuff? Nobody. Well, I don't anyway, but I think people would be curious at least,
That's right.
No, I think that's wonderful.
on the work plan.
Recruitment, we're gonna talk about that. It's happening now. We're recruiting for the 2025 seats. The deadline for that right now is January 10th. City groups,
Sorry,
idea committee-
I didn't hear what you said about recruitment. Recruitment for what?
Recruitment is just to fill the vacancies in IDEA and other committees.
I got it. Okay, I got it. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And then the city groups is IDEA committee members just filling in some of the subcommittee work and kind of citizen advisory kind of groups here. And continuing that work.
What does it mean by, I'm sorry if I'm asking too many questions here, but what does represent age-friendly task force mean?
That was kind of an initiative from the Park and Rec Committee and City Council. I don't know what
Is
the
it
next
'cause
steps
we had a
is.
representative in
Yes.
Miyoko?
Miyoko was, one of our members was a representative in the task force. I don't know what their next activity is.
Doing their action plan, they're putting together the age-friendly action plan with the folks from the Center for Age-Friendly Excellence. And
Through Park and Rec again,
Yeah.
right?
so we input on some of the various chapters in there. But I think that'll be coming online shortly for the community to see what they wanna see and tackle in the work plan there.
And then next
Or
we have community requests. So we usually get a request for Diwali event, and that was really popular. And then also earlier this year, we received a request from a business owner from Melissa's Taqueria. He wanted to do his own Mexican Independence Day event that he wanted to sponsor.
Yeah, he'll bring down the food and have a party in the park on Tuesday, September 16th for Mexican Independence Day. And I saw him this past week and he wants to also invite a ballet folklorico
my
like
gosh.
dance group. And so he's
So
actually,
one man.
yeah, well, he has,
So great.
he knows some people that have, I think, nieces that dance, and then he's gonna get me the name of the actual organization, and they'll do it like for free, and we just have to make sure they're booked to come here on that day.
Oh, okay, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm waiting for that name, so he would like a letter, maybe from the IDEA committee or the city to request their presence.
Do you not need that by the, like,
As soon as he gets it to me, I
Okay.
just saw him this week,
Oh,
but,
great.
I'll remind him.
okay, perfect.
It'll be in the afternoon, I think, he said.
Okay,
So,
It's a Tuesday.
quick question,
Mhm.
Ingrid. So there's a date there, 9/16, September 16th.
Right,
yeah,
Which is that,
that's the Mexican
sorry, that's for the
Independence Day,
Mexican
Oh, that's-
twenty
Independence Day,
twenty-five.
not for Diwali.
no, yeah, because Diwali is November, early November, late October, so. So,
Oh,
since
yeah,
we're
we can add
assigning
it.
dates, moving up the, scrolling up there,
Mhm.
so when do we want to pencil in a date for the United Against Hate Week? Just tentatively, so,
Is there a date?
Tracking
for
the
this?
I mean, we could do it in conjunction with United Against Hate Week, have they put out that yet for next year?
No.
Um,
yeah, last year we did the exact date on, in the midst of that week.
we did,
Yeah.
Let's see if they have it up yet
No,
for
I don't
twenty twenty-five,
Or we can just have
not yet.
make a note there.
It's usually November.
Yeah, it's usually
It's
like
usually November,
mid-month
right.
in November.
So we can just,
Mhm.
stay that synchronized with the
Mhm.
Mhm.
United Against Hate Week. Doesn't have to be during that week, but around there,
Cause we're really events heavy in November, remember? 'Cause we
Right,
had
right, that's why we have to
Diwali
cancel.
and then,
So we, do it 2 weeks before.
yeah.
Maybe even in October, leading up to the United Against Hate Week. And then the
That's
number
true.
2 line item would be on the same day, just like we talked about.
Yeah.
So,
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'll make those changes.
and then, one other thing on the age-friendly task force, so, what exactly can we do there? I think it's a great, opportunity for IDEA to interact with the, senior community. And, in Miyoko, we had a great representative,
Mhm.
of IDEA. into that task force, into that demographic group. But now that she's gone, but we got some very valuable inputs. We were also able to, provide make useful contributions there, and that should continue, I think. So, how do we go about it? Maybe we can just, if we don't have answers for that now, right now, we can continue discussing that. What is the right way to do that? I think Miyoko she was also involved in that, because I think she was also part of the age-friendly task force, if I'm not mistaken. But how do we continue, to take that forward?
I have a suggestion for these task force that are not necessarily something that this group has generated. Wouldn't it be appropriate to have a representative or two give a short summary of their group to us, at least to me, to understand better what they're trying to do, so that we can look and see if there's any synergies or not, or even make sure that we're not doing unnecessary duplications. I'm just asking if that's a possibility.
Yeah, the staff members did last year prior to you joining the committee, but yes, every time there's an invitation, we should definitely have the staff leads present these opportunities to IDEA.
And conversely, maybe we can consider presenting what IDEA is all about at, say in the Sunrise Room, to the senior community as well.
Yeah.
An event
Well,
by, get their inputs as well on, where about the various idea dimensions, get their inputs together, and directly talk to that specific group and see what suggestions they might have, what ideas they might have.
That's a very good point, because I wondered if we ever had an opportunity for talking to the elder community and just asking them, A, how they feel, and B, what they want. And it could be couched around something very informal, like a coffee session. It could even be 45 minutes. I mean, it doesn't have to be a big deal. But if there's not any activities, maybe asking individuals to see who comes would be a helpful way to do fact finding.
Yeah, in fact, I did have a discussion with Noreen and Nicole of Parks and Rec, and they told me that, they have, at the Sunrise Room, they have weekly lunches on Mondays and Wednesdays. So if someone from the IDEA committee is willing to be at one of those lunches, that can be coordinated, with Noreen, then we can have that discussion, kind of informally, talk about what IDEA is, and then seek their inputs and, survey them as well.
I think that's a great idea. I just don't, the trouble with lunches is for those of us that are working, that may not be possible, but I think it's a great idea to build on, or at least to jump in on, to ask people.
We could build that as one of our We Are Brisbane events, kind of like fact-finding listening tour. You want to add that as number 2?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. And then
So
instead of
just to finish that thought there, on the age, we could request Noreen for some dates, a few dates in 2025, early 2025, when one of us could be there, and then we can, at one of the, we can by email discuss who might be able to present, to attend that. Somebody working from home, maybe.
Okay.
So if she gives us a few dates, and I'm sure she'd be happy to. So
That's a great idea. to move things forward. Great idea.
Mhm.
Is that something staff could follow up on?
Mhm.
That'd be great, thanks.
And then we'll also follow up with Nicole regarding the age-friendly task force.
Yes.
If they need a representative, and if they do, if they can come to the group early next year.
Yeah, I think that the action plan is getting readied, so maybe by the next month's meeting, we can share that with the committee members.
Yeah. And then circling back to number 3, paint a hydrant. Is there any other like activities or like community-based activities that IDEA wants to do? We did talk with our internal DEI group. It's called EPIC, Equity Plus Inclusion Committee. This is basically this is a staff-led committee. They wanted to know if IDEA was interested in hosting kind of a MLK service day. So members of the community can participate in some sort of day of
yeah.
service in January. And
Mhm.
staff would be happy to promote it also internally and just putting it out there if IDEA committee was interested in something like that. Or an event for 2025.
Did they have any like suggestions or anything about like what that would actually look like? Um, like how we would promote that?
So I thought you were asking like what kind of service opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, do they just want it kind of recognized as it's a day of service? But I would imagine that there are some to-dos that they want from IDEA, like, and so.
Well, there's like habitat restoration, which is something that we do in the city on a
Listen.
Saturday, right?
Mhm.
So something similar to that, but like it would be led by IDEA instead of, it's OSEC and Park and Rec that usually partner.
Ooh,
Restoration,
20
right?
January 20th, 2025. The MLK Junior Holiday will mark the 30th anniversary as a national day of service. So I think a lot of times, yeah, there are groups that do cleanups on this day. It's just a kind of hands-on activity with the group.
Mhm.
Can I ask another question? I know I'm going backwards here, but for item number 1, the young adult series, can somebody give me a little summary of what that's like?
I think last year they did a event tailored for like the age is 18 to 24, maybe even 16 to 24 on resume building and interviewing.
Oh, I see. Okay.
They're just trying to get to that age group that generally is
Yeah.
kind of
Okay,
aged out of
okay.
our rec programs.
Mhm.
Well, I was thinking, so that's good. And then I was actually thinking a little younger and wondering if this group interacts at all with the kids in middle school, for example. That I don't know, we could find out, what it is that they need, or we could think about what it is that they need, or we could even interact with teachers and find out what the community could do to support these kids of that age. That's where I was thinking. I wasn't thinking older. I love that idea about the older kids and resume building and interview skill sets. That's a really important thing. I just wondered, I was thinking more of the younger kids and what they might need.
Carol, I know in meeting with the Park and Rec, I think the consensus was pretty much that um, the age group that you mentioned, there's all the time there's like opportunities and activities for them. But this
Okay.
specific age group, like 18 to about
Yeah,
24, are, kind of like the Gen Zers and often overlooked. They're so plugged into technology. And so part of the series was also to help kind of socially and of course fill in the gaps with, obviously looking for work and how to interview and a resume, and just hopefully we've even talked about like a Toastmasters. So just really
Oh,
fleshing that out for that group.
okay.
Um,
Well, thank you for that distinction. That's great. I
Yeah.
don't disagree with that, but thank you for that.
Yeah.
That's helpful.
Sure.
That workshop was actually quite useful. It was very well received.
Yeah, I thought so too. I really want to see this program really blossom. So I'm hoping that we get good feedback from the survey that they put out next month as well. It'd be nice too to really find a way to spotlight or highlight that, especially being in December when things get hectic with the holidays. But to really kind of, I don't know how to kind of promote that, like with a new year and kind of like thinking about, kind of how to connect and communicate and get out more and kind of be more, outgoing for that age group. But I want to really see that take off.
Our next meeting, well, let's see, our next meeting for 2025
Hmm.
falls on the 15th. And the MLK's Day of Service is the 20th. Is it always falls on the 20th, which is a Monday.
Yeah, it's a Monday. I think it's isn't it usually the third Monday?
Oh, because it's a holiday, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So does that give us enough time to I mean, that won't give us enough time if it's the 20th and our next meeting won't be until the 15th. Unless a subcommittee wants to take it on. Are people around in December?
Yeah.
I'm largely not. I have a big personal trip planned for 2 weeks in the beginning part of December. So I'm not available until after the 17th, and of course then it's the Christmas holidays, etc. So I probably could not participate in December.
That makes sense. I think, Ingrid, didn't we vote to not have a meeting next month
Yes, we
because
did.
of,
We canceled the December ID committee
right.
meeting, but if people are interested in doing something for that MLK, we could have a subcommittee meet and discuss it. It sounds like people are not gonna be available to do a service.
So how about like something that we collect? I'm just looking at a webpage for project ideas, and it's calling old cell phones DIY project, where apparently the United States 416,000 cell phones are dumped into landfills or incinerators every day. Discarded cell phones can release toxins into the environment, harming the air, water, and soil. Help the environment and others by collecting and donating discarded cell phones.
And who do we donate it to?
Well, you have to find an organization that will benefit from used cell phones. We don't really have a suggestion, but decide on whom you will donate the cell phones. Be sure to contact the organization to ensure they can accept your donation, and then going into the community. And then asking like local agencies, churches, libraries if they will display a collection box, with posters and flyers. But maybe with this conjunction with the schools, it could be something
We're doing,
But yeah, I don't know, an organization that would take use cell phones right now,
yeah.
unless we like package them and bring them to like a waste drop off.
Is anyone here connected to a nonprofit organization that's doing work in January or have a campaign of some sort?
No.
Would these be used cell phones that are functioning or non-functioning?
I think functioning, and then they say to just tell the donors and your advertisements to deactivate their phones, and that while it is not necessary if they have the chargers, extra batteries, and or manual to put all the components in a sealed plastic baggie. and then let the collection begin.
Cause there's a nonprofit that I support
Mhm.
and they support refugees in Sacramento.
Mhm.
So they collect donations,
Mhm.
so that's something that you want to do with the phones. I
Uh-huh.
could
Reach
make it
out and
connect,
see.
yeah, cause I know there's always people coming and then they don't always have the finances to like go buy a phone or something, so,
Mhm.
yeah, I can send you the information.
Okay,
All right, that sounds great.
yeah, that might be a little bit easier, I think, to do, like collection that we've been seeing, collecting totes and toys,
Food,
food.
we're doing that this month, correct?
Mhm. And then just getting it into the different places, but yeah, the schools might be a great partner.
Yeah.
I can also collaborate with Bella to, help with that
Okay.
and see, present idea to take up request with Epic, right? Yeah.
Epic,
Epic, yeah.
their acronyms.
Great,
All right, sounds good.
okay.
Thank you.
Put me down and Bella as well.
Thank you, Dawn.
And then moving along, notable dates and celebrations are basically the proclamations, and the social media campaigns that we have for Heritage Months and History Months and things like that. So that's ongoing, and we partner basically with the 2025 mayor to have those proclamations and present those at the city council meetings. We have,
Several Epic or IDEA members have accepted
that's right.
those proclamations.
And then we continue with our maintenance of the flag guidelines. And we just wanted IDEA to know that perhaps in 2025, we will be having a series of discussions around district versus at-large elections. This is just to kind of give, perhaps we'll give an opportunity for staff members or other consultants to provide kind of an educational piece to our group about that, and has something to do with providing the proper venues for everybody in the city, even protected groups in the city, to have the opportunity to be represented in their city government. So that's the discussion around that. So I'll just change that to kind of like an educational piece, and that's gonna be ongoing as well. And then the ecological sustainability, participate in Sierra Point Park and Open Space Master Plan Subcommittee. I guess you are part of that.
Yeah.
Is
it's
that
on hold.
closed?
That's on hold right now.
That's
Yeah,
still on
it's
hold.
Mm,
However, in terms of the ecological sustainability, one thing that is, one suggestion that's on the table is some of these events, we've talked about how Parks and Rec is conducting similar events and there is some synergy with IDEA.
Mhm.
Similarly with the OSEC as well, there can be some synergies there in terms of, activities that they conduct where IDEA can collaborate with them. So there is a suggestion that's been mooted to create kind of a ad hoc committee with representatives from IDEA, from OSEC, and from Parks and Rec Commission as well. And they meet once a quarter, at the moment, and basically just discuss these ideas where, there might be a kind of cross collaboration possible, and then, take it to the next level. So maybe we can include that here too. Go ahead, of course, each of those committees need to buy in. But I just want to open it up here, if that makes sense, if the rest of the IDEA committee here agrees. We can give a go ahead from our side, and then similarly OSEC can decide whether that makes sense, and if they can have, if there is a representative from OSEC to represent them at this ad hoc committee, and likewise with the Parks and Rec Commission as well. And then we can get down to the specifics on, when it makes sense to meet. Again, the frequency will be just once a quarter. And the goal here would be to discuss events where the event, could use inputs from across these committees.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Where should we put that under the work plan?
Maybe we could have it, another line item. Call it the ad hoc committee.
Under community building?
Yeah, a joint ad hoc committee that
Mhm.
comprise
Should it be under community building?
in community building probably, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, comprising representatives from IDEA, Parks and Rec, and LoSec for now, yeah.
okay.
And the idea would be to collaborate on shared ventures and to avoid duplication of efforts sometimes too, so.
Mhm.
And again, meet once a quarter with, and, hopefully city staff is able to support that as well. Discuss opportunities for collaboration. So if we buy in, similarly, the other committees can decide whether they would like, they are also interested in this. Then if everybody is aligned with this, we can go ahead and, discuss who the representatives might be and form this ad hoc committee. Ad hoc subcommittee rather, yeah.
Should I put it under city groups?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll add that.
Do you have an example of where there's like perceived duplication of efforts, my gosh, so. As the staff, like liaisons, that it's. Kind of. Give them an example to consider. Yeah, like.
So
Festival of
like,
Lights.
we're talking about, going to the, meeting with the senior community and giving a talk.
Mhm,
So if Parks and Rec is also doing a similar event,
mhm,
that's duplication. So
mhm.
here we could collaborate and, doing it together
Mhm.
makes a lot more sense.
Mhm.
Likewise, in terms of the OSEC, there might be some initiatives there that, could use input from IDEA and
Mhm.
collaboration would, would improve the overall outcome of
Mhm.
that initiative. So that's another, possibility. So it's, not only to avoid duplication, but also to, to
More
further strengthen
synergy.
that initiative,
Yeah.
to, improve the overall outcome.
Mhm. Put our heads together.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the starting to happen more with the Festival of Lights, like
Right.
subcommittee, for example.
Yeah.
In planning that event. Idea weighing in.
And it's also a forum for the committees to get to know each other, to see what else is happening. Right now, we just know what OSEC is, but we don't really know what they do. We know what Parks and Rec Commission is, but we don't really know what they do. And conversely, they don't know much about what IDEA does either, so. And again, we don't have to keep it very, once a quarter is sufficient frequency, I think, to meet.
I think this is a good start. I do want to give time for the other
Uh-huh.
items on our agenda. I think I'll go back and provide those edits and then bring it back to the committee in January. I will also ask the city manager to see if there's a possibility for our liaisons to join us when we're ready to present the work plan. So do you think February would be a good time?
Yeah.
And then from there, then we could schedule where we can present our work plans to the rest of the city council meeting.
I like that. Gives us just a chance to get the year a little bit underway.
I think the biggest question is kind of any support around the budget, if there's a budget for any of our work, that would greatly impact like other activities that we could include in our work plan, so that's a good conversation that we could start with the liaisons.
Speaking of which, there was one item there, fiscal prudence, promote and track Betsy activities, that was also on the work plan.
Mhm.
So we didn't talk about that. Or are you still going through the work plan?
Just with that, just the Betsy that's ongoing,
Right,
Mhm.
that's it.
that's about it, but like I said, we do have to continue that discussion with the liaisons for fiscal prudence, because we have nothing fiscally to manage at this moment. So Betsy is our only kind of source of fundraising.
Okay. Great. So we can move on to,
The baby, oh, the baby is so sweet.
the wig
Yeah.
now. Are we at, Park and Rec Festival of Lights?
Mhm. Yes, um. If you've seen the blast today, I know it went out just shortly before the meeting, but there is a map that the Park and Rec Department has put together that has the different exhibits for that evening, December 8th, Sunday. And IDEA has been joining their subcommittee meetings, the last two, and they really have a lineup that is going to be quite awesome to behold in the park with all the different artists that are having like their art pieces on display. And so that's why they have the map, so everyone makes sure to get to each of the exhibits. But one of the items that is a deliverable from the IDEA committee is to have a movie, kind of like a slideshow of sorts on via projector on the building as you come into town on Old County. It's the backside of the SFO Apparel Warehouse, but it's next to the skate park and right across the street from the signboard. And we can consider like having our like hashtag We Are Brisbane. The event this year is focused on just a sense of unity and peace and light. So just to be uplifting during the holidays and in 2025. And I think that is just like a quick update as to what the Park and Rec Department is looking to IDEA for. And related is Anna and Quita had answered some questions about the holidays and what the holidays mean to them, and inclusion, what they mean to them too, because they joined the last subcommittee meeting with the Park and Rec commission members. And so we put Anna's memories of the stars into the blast today. And if you guys were in person, I was going to have you voice record too. But we hope to have like another video the week of December 4th, like the week prior to the event, to showcase more of the theme this year of unity and peace. And maybe we'll have more of the quotes that Anna and Quita submitted in that video. So stay tuned for that. And
December 2nd.
Yeah. So do you guys have any other thoughts about the projection onto the building now for that evening?
Will there be so there will be sound?
No, no sound.
No sound.
Yeah. I think there's gonna be sound like for other things happening that evening.
But no
So I don't
sound,
think
right?
for the projection, there's gonna be any sound.
But it'll be like a clear projection, like how it is on the screen.
Yeah, so it's the entrance, one of like the main entrances to town, so it could be like welcome to City of Brisbane's Festival of Lights. We could have a different languages, like there could be, you know, things of that sort if the committee members are interested in, anyone interested in designing or I'm just using like Canva to maybe like play with the design of maybe 4 or 5 different slides, you know, just like through that evening. So,
The slideshow projection.
yeah, they need a movie file and they'll just loop it. Well. Well,
Is there like a color scheme
well, that's a kitty cat.
or any kind of
I don't-
design inquiries you want the group to? help with?
So did you say there's a message that you want to display in different languages?
It could be if, yeah, just to make it so that people feel welcome that come and
So the word welcome translated in different languages.
could be just the word welcome. That could be like one slide.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, festival vibes, you know, could be another hashtag New York Food Bank could be another. I'm thinking probably they're gonna project stars onto the one San Bruno condominium building. So maybe like just incorporating stars too onto that. Entrance town as well. Anyways. I know, I should have thought more about it before, but. There's still time. We have some time to think about it. If you have any thoughts that come to mind, then just send me an email. You can do it that way.
Okay. Any other questions around the Festival of Lights? Nope. Okay. To the idea survey update.
Yeah, I touched on that earlier, the 100 responses to date. We did send out
Eight.
the three. Well, I didn't hear back from the third person that was randomly selected for a Betsy sticker pack that responded to our survey. If they provided their number or email, then I reached out to them, and so two people, Tony Press and Christina Ordonia, got those as a thank you for answering our survey. And related to the survey, and we talked about it at the last meeting, was the short film festival, and we talked about it again tonight. But just hearing from the residents now as to what films that they would like to see was talked about, and using the Engage Brisbane platform was the thought. So we put up a project on Engage Brisbane that has a playlist, a link to the playlist for the films last year. And then for people to watch those, and they can submit their idea onto Engage Brisbane. So it's in the blast today. And I just set the period to be like a couple months for them to watch and then submit an idea. And then in late January, when phase one closes, then people can return and vote on the different films that have been submitted. So hopefully we have some ideas by then, and they get 20 votes. You want to see the platform, or we could go to it. You want on brisbaneca.org/engage is the short URL for Engage Brisbane.
Brisbane.
ca.org/engage. Okay, so this is the landing page, and then you have a picture from last year's event, and then if you see at the top, it says 8 weeks left, because that's until mid-January or late January, so that people have a chance to watch. And if you click on the title, it brings you to a blurb that talks about last year's event, and then on the playlist links. And in the program, we had a little bit of about for each of the films, and then submit your ideas at the top right. So encourage everyone who's watching, tuning into this meeting
Yeah,
to
they click here to do.
To
signature
visit, yeah.
again. Mhm.
engage Brisbane and submit your idea so that January 20th, people can vote. And use their 20 votes and spread them across, like maybe 3 votes for their favorite or top short film, and however they want to divvy up their votes. We'll see how that works. And we'll start to advertise this a little bit more, but it just, I guess, debuted in this city manager's blast today. Wanted to show that. Thanks, Ingrid. And then
This is live now.
this live. Mhm.
Awesome, fantastic. Great job.
Excellent. Thank you, Caroline.
Sure.
Announcements.
I'm also gonna show something from the website. So if you have neighbors or friends that want to get more involved in the city, there's a recruitment page. If you go to brisbanesave.org.
Sorry.
It will eventually be up here, but if you go to latest city news,
Open seats, I think is the.
yeah, and then you gotta go to the next page. We promote this to be in the forefront, but the deadline to apply for open seats, there's several available, and the deadline is Friday, January 10th,
Mm,
5 p.m. So there's a lot of open seats because people's seats and appointments are expiring. For IDEA, we have 2 terms ending January of 2027 that is available. Those seats are available. And then you can see the openings here for Complete Streets, Open Space, Park and Rec, Planning Commission, and Public Art Advisory Committee. So that's exciting. Currently, we have 1 application from for the IDEA committee. So keep it rolling. That's a good start. People are kind of waiting. It's kind of we'll see how it goes, because usually in the holidays, people are not thinking about it. So it's better for you to invite your neighbors and your friends to apply. There's a couple here that you don't necessarily have to live in Brisbane. So of course, IDEA, you could work in Brisbane, and for the Public Art Advisory Committee, you can be like a business owner or something like that within Brisbane.
Mm.
So that's all for the recruitment update.
Great. Any member announcements? Nope. Okay. Have we talked out? Okay. Well, if nothing else, I guess that we can say this meeting is adjourned at 7:13 p.m.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Thanks,
Have a
everybody.
good night.
Stay dry.
Bye.